Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And so from now on with the transfer market, I'll be doing one of these videos where we just talk about all of the news in one, and then I'll break up the little clips in these videos to like a shortened video. So say if we talk about, let's just say, Benzema to Al Ittihad for like 4 minutes, I'll just break that down into one video, but it will also be on this. So first of all, the man on the screen, Wout Weghorst. So he was on loan at Manchester United this season. He's been switching between Man United and Besiktas. We know he is currently, his loan deal has expired at Manchester United, but he is returning to Burnley now, which, I mean, unsurprising. Burnley have just came up, but they aren't looking to keep him, so they're looking to sell him, and apparently Everton are lining up a bid for Wout Weghorst. We know Sean Dyche signed him from Burnley. No, signed him from Wolfsburg when he was at Burnley, the season when Burnley got relegated, so we know Sean Dyche likes a player. But yeah, this is I can see this deal happening for definite. Because, like I've just said, the links there suits the style of play that Sean Dyche wants. And at Man United, it was a pretty poor loan spell, but he did get a lot of chances. But if he could finish them, it just would have been a much better time for him at Manchester United. So now, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, last game in football was last night for AC Milan. But I mean, what a career he's had. Maybe he could have gotten more, but who cares? Because he has just had a brilliant career. I mean, just for some clubs here, he's played for Manchester United, PSG, Barcelona, Sweden national team, AC Milan, Ajax, Juventus, Inter Milan, and they're all the biggest clubs in the world. So his stats are, though, just outstanding. Like, in all competitions, 827 matches, 496 goals, and then 204 assists. So that is 600 contributions in 827. And, he's played for teams like I've just said: Malmo, Barcelona, Man United, LA Galaxy, Juventus, Ajax, Inter, AC, PSG. So, I mean, a brilliant career for him, and he retires at age 41. I think this was the expectation though from a lot of fans around his family and a lot of the Zlatan fans out there that he would retire. You know, getting more injuries and now, but he's had a great run in his career. You could say a few more Champions Leagues. He's never really been up for the Ballon d'Or, but I'd say his peak was at PSG, definitely. Then he had that stint at Man United. So, yeah, Zlatan will be proud. Any Zlatan fans out there, uh, will be happy of watching him play for those years. So yeah, Zlatan retires at age 41. So now we're gonna talk about David Raya. So Spurs' number one target to replace Lloris, who Hugo Lloris has confirmed that he is leaving the club, and the number one target to replace him is Brentford goalkeeper David Raya. This link has been there for some time. Uh, and David Raya has also recently indicated he could leave Brentford. So this one, it's been linked for a lot of time, and I think that Spurs have a few other names on the short list. They definitely do, but I mean, it's a good move for Raya. Is it a good move for Tottenham? Can he find someone better? Who knows? But these two have been linked for quite a while now, and with Raya recently saying that he could leave Brentford, but indicating that that could happen, is good news for Tottenham fans. I know Kieran Callagher has been linked with Brentford as a goalkeeper that can come in for them from Liverpool. Lloris has confirmed that he's leaving to a project where it suits him, which isn't that at the moment for Spurs. Spurs rebuilding, Harry Kane out the door, Hugo Lloris out the door. So yeah, no, the project just isn't the right time for Lloris, but David Raya could come in. Fee hasn't been announced or anything. I'd say around 15 to 20 million for David Raya would be reasonable for Tottenham. But yeah, I mean, fair play to them. So yeah, Tottenham looking for David Raya. The links have been there now for quite a while. So yeah, now moving on then now to the more exciting stuff in the transfer market. Now then, Man United are preparing an offer for Mason Mount. Personal terms are agreed with the player. We know that. And like I keep saying, the problem is with this deal. Player wants to join Man United. He's rejected Liverpool interest in him. Liverpool never made a move. They showed interest and Mount rejected it because of Champions League football. And that is what is being said anyway. But yeah, the difference is the price range. Chelsea are looking more 60 million upwards. Man United 40 below. So it's rumoured that Manchester United are looking to meet in the middle with this deal, and that they are preparing a 50 million offer for Mason Mount. Man United want this deal done as quick as possible for Mount. He's at the moment top of the targets for Manchester United, which is we know in the past that teams like Liverpool have hijacked the deal for Cody Gakpo because they've stalled. So Man United want to get this one done quick. Wages we aren't sure about yet. It's reportedly meant to be a 5-year contract, but Mason Mount will definitely leave Chelsea this summer. But it's about Chelsea and Man United finding the right price for the player. Due to a £50 million offer, though, will probably work, but add-ons will have to be put onto that. But Man United fans, if you're watching this, then tell me in the comments, do you want Mason Mount? And is he the perfect midfielder? Because we know Kudus from Ajax was on the list, but we don't know if he still is. So the personal terms are agreed. And another thing with this deal is the Chelsea side. So by the way, I just want to pause this a minute and make sure to follow us on Instagram, transferdaily_1, for more transfer news. But as well, probably the better one way you get more transfer news is Twitter, Transfer Daily or at Officia Football, where we post all types of stuff. And we do get it wrong, which I'll talk about later on in the video. So anyway, now back to Mason Mount to Manchester United. So this deal looking to be done before the international break, because a lot of teams are trying to do this because it's very hard to negotiate with players when they're out on international duty. But for me, this for me is a deal that Man United can't afford to get wrong, because the more it drags out, the more time it gives other clubs to hijack it. And yesterday, I think it was a Formula 1 event, and he got asked about the transfer rumours, which he then laughed off. And for me, this is between Juventus had an interest as well. A lot of people won't know this. Juventus had an interest in the player, but that's gone. And Man United are clear front runners because a player said he wants to go here, but due to the Champions League football, because if Liverpool and Man United both had Champions League football, this would be a 2-horse race, but Liverpool are still lurking in case if there's any hiccups that happen. So Manchester United have to go and get this deal done as quick as possible. So now oh yeah, and as well, Man United are interested in Harry Kane, but and the signing is unlikely for Kane as the new number 9. So, now moving on to Crystal Palace and Wilfred Zaha. So, we know Zaha runs out of contract in the summer, and it's reported that Newcastle are in the race, Arsenal are in the race, and Crystal Palace have offered Zaha 150k a week for a new contract, but that is less than the Qatar side named Al Sadd, who wants Zaha as well, because Qatar are another league like the Saudi Arabian league. They're trying to grow their league to become one of the best out there. So they have put a much bigger offer in for Zaha, but the feeling is that Zaha wants to stay in Europe, preferably the Prem for him. Newcastle is less likely than Arsenal. The player wants to join Arsenal, that is pretty clear from what I know. So Arsenal just have to make a move, but we know they signed Leandro Trossard. They've got Martinelli, Jesus, Smith Rowe, and Nketiah. Saka is a room in there for a Wilfred Zaha, because we know players like Florian Balogun are looking to leave the club in the summer because they have the same problem. They can't manage to get in that Arsenal side. So I think finally Wilfred Zaha will leave Crystal Palace this summer. But for Zaha, he wants to join Arsenal, but I'm not sure if Arsenal will put the bid in. Well, just offer him a contract because he's a free agent. So, yeah, big summer transfer window for Zaha, because if he doesn't move this time, he's never going to get that move. Which, preferably a big club. I know there's interest from Italy as well, but we aren't sure what teams that is. So, yeah. I mean, Wilfred Zaha, will he join? Who knows? But now moving on, and that is Moises Caicedo and that race. So, Moises Caicedo has agreed personal terms with Arsenal, apparently, like Declan Rice, has also agreed personal terms with Arsenal. We know Arsenal want to get Granit Xhaka's leaving, but they also don't think Partey is not good enough, but not. He's been brilliant this season, but I think that Arsenal don't think that he can compete season after season. So they want to rebuild that midfield. Yuri Tillemans was an interest of theirs, but never seemed to happen. But it still could, because Tillemans is a free agent. So Caicedo race is once again a close race. I mean, on Twitter, I did post on there yesterday some stuff about the Caicedo transfer news. So this is from Chelsea's point of view. So Chelsea want to bring in Caicedo to join Enzo Fernandez in the midfield. Chelsea 100% in the race. And He is the current priority. Manuel UGARTE was also in this tweet as well, which we'll talk about that race as well later on. And then yesterday, a day after I posted this, Chelsea's next target, Caicedo, but will face competition from Liverpool and Arsenal. They'll face competition from Arsenal, definitely, but Liverpool, it doesn't look. So, we know that bid was rejected in January from Arsenal for 70 million, but it was rejected because Caicedo then went and signed a new contract, but De Zerbi basically said to him, sign this contract and we'll let you go in the summer. So that is what De Zerbi said. De Zerbi will stick to his promise. Caicedo will leave the club, so will McAllister, but they've already signed Dahoud and Yao Pedro Brighton off, so it's not all doom and gloom for Brighton, but the only thing with this is Arsenal have agreed personal terms with the player, but this is Chelsea's priority now because of what's happened with UGARTE. So Chelsea's priority now with Declan Rice is Arsenal's priority. So, but Arsenal have Champions League football, Chelsea don't. Brighton have European football, but Chelsea don't. So, but the thing is, when you're playing for Chelsea, it's a bigger club than Brighton. So, when you play for Chelsea, it's not a fact of Europe for some players. It's just playing for a big club like that. And Chelsea are also willing to pay the higher fee for Moises Caicedo in the summer. So it's a priority for Chelsea now. The main priority, shall we say. But Arsenal as well, looking to bring him in. So this deal, this race is really open. So I won't panic whatever team you are, because at the moment I'd say Chelsea do have the edge just about. But yeah, so far it's nothing. Both teams are just figuring out the process. I think Chelsea will be the first one to make the move. So now, moving on to Declan Rice now, who is uh, looking to make his move in the summer, and he does have options currently. Winning the race is Arsenal, but close behind Bayern Munich, who Bayern Munich have had meetings with Declan Rice's camp in London last week. Not a few weeks ago, which went very positive with Bayern Munich. Thomas Tuchel really wants Declan Rice. Joshua Kimmich looks like he's leaving. The option could be there for Goretzka to leave, and Ryan Gravenberg's future is uncertain at Bayern as well. And also Bayern Munich bringing in a new CEO. But the numbers thrown around for Rice, 95 million Bayern Munich bid, never happened, by the way. But those numbers have been thrown around. I think the valuation from West Ham was around 70 to 60 million in about December, but then now I think they took it up to 100 million, which is West Ham, they need the funds. they could go into the Europa next year if they win the Europa Conference final. There were talks about Rice staying. This won't happen for definite. Chelsea, you could say, still in the race for Rice. Just about. Arsenal, though, are clear, not clear front runners, but are front runners. And it's been reported that after the Europa Conference final, Arsenal will make a bid for Rice. I think this opening bid will be about 70 to 80 million. Probably in between that, just to get an evaluation of what West Ham are thinking with this deal. So Arsenal can, just a feeling out process, but Bayern Munich will also make a bid at some stage this window. Personally, the way I see it is Declan Rice will want to stay in England. And I think if there's a way that Rice ever leaves England, it's got to be one of the main attractions like Barcelona or Real Madrid. Bayern Munich are a massive club, probably bigger than Arsenal, but the league difference at the moment, the Premier League, one of the best leagues in the world, if not the best. Bundesliga, not quite that. But yeah, if I was an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't celebrate yet, but the Arsenal have been working on this deal since January. They've been looking at the players since the start of last season. A bit like Jude Bellingham with Liverpool. They've done the groundwork for the deal. Now it's just a matter of, although you've already convinced the player because his personal terms are agreed with him. So it's just about now finding the right fee for them, getting the deal done, and Rice get him in as quick as possible before that international break. I can't stress this enough. Clubs want to do it before the international break because, like I said, it's very hard to deal with when you're away on duty. So yeah. So now then on to a midfielder who it seems to be the window of midfielders. We know a lot of teams looking for midfielders, but this is about Manuel UGARTE and his move this window. So I obviously have him in PSG colours, but let me just read out the Twitter tweet that I did. So from what people are telling me, this deal was practically done. There was nothing else in it. So it was Manuel Ugarte will become a Chelsea player. Deal set to be a £60 million release clause. A few details to be sorted with the club, which I was right about. The player did make his mind on Chelsea, and then set to be announced after Nkunku, because we know Nkunku signed. He got a if we're being honest, we all thought he signed. And then next on the list is Caicedo. So all of it's right, apart from actually saying he will become a Chelsea player. But then, then later on, the next day, because I was one of the first people to confirm this deal, so I just quoted the tweet and put one of the first people to confirm this deal, which I was there before Fabrizio and all of these top journalists. Because there are very few contacts that I do have are ones that, they they are very good when they do give me information. But anyway, then last night, late on, uh, it came out that Chelsea pulling out of the race for Manuel UGARTE, uh, which was a massive surprise for me because what was said from Chelsea was the fact that this the the Blues Chelsea wouldn't pay the release clause, which is the only way how to get UGARTE out of Sporting Lisbon. But apparently Chelsea won't pay the release clause because they believe it's above his market rate, which is his market price. Which for me is quite stupid, but this just shows once again that Chelsea are looking for Caicedo. That is a priority at the club. And Pochettino's came in though. He's getting rid of Mount, Kovacic. Jorginho's already gone. Kante could go. And then you're starting to think we've only got Enzo Fernandez who can really start for the club. So this window for Chelsea is going to be one that's just full of midfield signings. I don't think this opens the door for McAllister because we know Pochettino admires him as a player. I don't think it opens the door for that. And going back to UGARTE, now this is giving PSG a deal to just get done quickly. They've seen what's happened with Chelsea. They've had to pull out. PSG have pounced straight away. But apparently PSG have often more than Chelsea that was apparently over the market rate. But it was said that from myself, from Fabrizio, from Falk, that this deal will be the release clause. So PSG are playing above that. That's just stupid. But the player did want to go to Chelsea. I mean, there's still a lot of other clubs interested, but it's a fact, will they act on it? Because it's only PSG who really have UGARTE as the number one transfer target in the midfield section. We know PSG have signed Marco Asensio for the club. So I was surprised when I saw this happening, but yeah, I mean, what can you say really? If PSG are going to pay over that release clause, pretty stupid, but UGARTE, no, I don't want to jinx myself after what I said the last time, but UGARTE should become a Chelsea player. No. So, who knows, but no, moving on. To just a quick one, by the way. Carlo Ancelotti said yesterday that Danny Ceballos and Nacho Fernandez will sign new contracts at Real Madrid. So some good news there for Real Madrid. And then last up is Alexis McAllister. That deal will be announced this week. Everything in place. 55 million. Pound is meant to be the price tag, but that deal will be announced this week. But thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Give us a follow on the socials. But this transfer show will be happening every day of the summer window. So thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and